Hi everybody, it's me, Nana. How are you doing today? Looks like we're going to be making a card. First thing you're going to need is a paper cutter. Now you don't have to have these, but they really do help. This also helps. It's called a scoreboard. And what we do with this is we score our card. And this little thing is called a bone folder, but it comes along with the scoreboard. Now you can have assorted glues. These are from Dollar Tree. The fast dry ones are actually the best when you're doing cards, but that has all three types. So I have also what I call a pokey tool, and that helps pick things up that are difficult, and you know, it's always better to make it easy, but you don't have to have it. Always have a pen handy. You never know when you'll need it. This is called a stamp mount. These are stamp pads, and we're going to be using the purple one today, but the black one would do as well if you don't have colored. A good set of strong scissors is always good. I use both. The smaller one is for paper, and a tape runner. A tape runner is something you really should have when you're making cards or any kind of paper craft. This is Scotch 3M foam. And let's see, that was foam tape, excuse me. Now these are the stamps that I got at Dollar Tree a few days ago. And we're going to be using the one in the center. These are just embellishments. Again, all these things are from Dollar Tree. I'm trying to use as much Dollar Tree as I can. Those markers, again, from Dollar Tree. And those pens, as well as that stylus. I got the stylus because sometimes my hands can't touch my phone. Now, the pen is important because sometimes you'll do eyeballs. Those precision black pens are so good for eyeballs. The stylus, again, if my fingers are dirty, I would rather have the stylus rather than my finger. Any of those glues will do. The best, of course, is the fast dry, but that liquid adhesive, the big one, that's a good one too. Now this I have just to show you when we're making cards later on, it's a good thing to have. And this, believe it or not, is again one of those wall stickers, and we're going to use it as our focal point. We have some of those holographic papers, and this is poster paper. We're going to use the Dollar Tree poster paper as our card base. Now there's my envelope, and I want the card base to fit into the card. And the card measured, I believe, at 6.5 by 9. Yep, 6.5 by 9. So I needed the card base to be just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to make it 6 by 8 and 3/4. So there it is. I've already cut it. Now I need to score it. And I'm going to score it right down the center at the 6-inch line. That's because it's 12 inches. And that way it will be 6 inches wide by 8 3/4 tall. We scored it, and then we folded it over, and we need that bone folder to fold it down to make sure that we have a nice crisp edge. Makes it look very professional when you do that. You can also use a pen, by the way, to as a bone folder. It doesn't have to be that actual tool. Now, I'm getting some of this holographic paper. I chose the blue because it will complement our sticker. So I chose to cut it. I'm using my paper cutter right there at right under, just under 8 3/4 inches tall by just under the 6 inches. There's really no measurement to that. It's just that you want about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. It just makes it pop, and it looks really good, to be honest with you. Gives it that professional look to just have a little bit of the white card showing. So we're going to put it on with the tape runner, and be real careful. You kind of want to just lay it down and grab it and go. Now, when I got my sticker up there, I thought twice, and I thought, you know what? I could make a big mistake. So I put it on some cardstock that I already had that I thought complemented the colors of the bird sticker. And again, we're going to cut it to just about 1/16 of an inch all the way around the bird. And this is where the paper cutter really comes in handy, because you want that nice straight edge around the sticker. So once we got that put on, now I can kind of fiddle with it and not worry about it sticking at the wrong time at the wrong place. It gives me just a little bit more control, and it looks better. So then we just kind of eyeball it and put it as much in the center as we can. And I chose the sticker that said, "Wishing you a fabulous birthday." I thought that was really cute. Now I have a circle cutter, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the one that closest, is larger than the stamp itself. As you see, I stamped it with the purple ink pad. And then I'm going to run it through my die cutting machine. I didn't record that part because I'd have to carry the machine over and change the camera and everything. I just ran it through the die cutting machine. And now you don't have to have a die cutting machine. Obviously, you could just cut it out. I have this. It is called a flower pot. It's from Anna Griffin, and it's just a lot of different die cut flowers. I wanted something special on the bird. I knew that just the bird wouldn't, it would be fine just as a card itself. But this is for my granddaughter's birthday, and I want it to be extra special. And I've had these flowers sitting around. It comes with little pots, and I thought I'd do this one because I like this one. But it didn't go. So I chose the blue one that had more colors and that big wide open oval space. Guess what I'm going to do with that, right? It's just begging to have the happy birthday on top of it. So what I did is I cut this green table for it. It kind of grounds my flower pot. And by that, I mean it's not going to be floating on the page. It'll have something to sit on. So I cut that nice long oval. And then I put some dimensional dimensionals. They're sticker tapes, foam tape. And I'm going to put it on the green scallop, and then the purple on top of the green and the green on top of the pot. This gives it interest, it gives it dimension, like a three-dimensional piece. And then I'm going to also use the 3M foam tape to, I'm sorry, I'm out of camera there. I'm going to use the three-dimensional foam tape to put the pot onto the table. Now, I was going to use the purple marker. And usually what you do is you just kind of use it to make a right along the base, but it didn't work. I just don't think that those are very good markers for this kind of thing. So as you see, I'm putting the 3D foam tape on there so that again we have some dimension, but also so I can put some flowers in the pot. It gives me a nice open space. And you'll see what I mean in a second. See how that flower is going in and out really easily? So I'm kind of experimenting with the flowers that I have and the colors that I chose. And the blue ones are too blue. They just fade. You can't see them. So I got the green and yellow one. And I decided, I always do things in 3, especially when card making. And when you put them next to each other, you kind of want to put them in a triangle. I say that again and again because it's really important for the eye. We have our pot, we have our flowers chosen. We're putting them on the dimensional foam tape, and we're going to go with the tallest to the next size to the next size, and so forth. So you're just going to go from the biggest to the smallest, and again, putting them in a triangular way. I can't emphasize that enough. I'm really very particular about where I'm going to put it, making sure that it makes sense, right? That's common sense anyway. So we're using the three-dimensional or the dimensional foam dots, you might call them, or squares. And we have a beautiful card front. I think it's beautiful. So then you see these very expensive, by the way, half pearls if you buy them in the craft stores. Obviously, I got this at Dollar Tree, and it's going to go a long, long way. You save a lot of money by getting the supplies at Dollar Tree. As you can see, the holographic paper really complements the bird sticker, and now the pearls, which match the color of the holographic paper, and it just kind of finishes it off, don't you think? So now I'm thinking I want something on the inside that will match the outside. So I use the holographic paper again, and I run it through an embossing folder that also cuts. So it puts a design on the paper as well as cuts the image of the window. All I have to do is kind of cut where it didn't cut because it's very thin holographic paper. So we just got to help it along a little, not to cut the dotted lines because that's where we're going to open and close our window. But I thought it'd be really cute for my granddaughter. You know, it's kind of an interactive card and gives it a lot of interest instead of just stamping in there, you know, the happy birthday sentiment. So as I get it ready, I wanted to tell you again about the markers. I would not recommend them for card making, but for writing, they're very good. But I did have a problem. Okay, let me tell you this real quick. Now, this green cardstock, I ran through the embellishment folder just like the window. And I put, obviously, the window on top of it. Again, that gave it a lot of interest, kind of whimsical, and it gave me a place to stamp the sentiment. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment in a tool called the Mini Misty. And that's something that a lot of people have, but you can also just use that, the thing that I showed you, the clear block. But I'm using the Mini Misty because, well, for one, I have it. I've been card making for some time now, so I have a lot of tools. But you could just use that block. It works just as well. The Mini Misty just ensures that someone like me who's kind of clumsy will be able to get it where it needs to go and not have to redo everything I started. So as you see, it's wishing you a very happy birthday, and I'm stamping it more than once because I can with a Misty. That's the main purpose of the Misty, and that is to be able to do it more than once so we get a good, clean, crisp image. And for people like me, what happens is if you don't do it, if you don't use it and you're like me, you'll end up having to redo the whole thing. So I'm putting that inside the card. It's just a simple matter of gluing. Now, the reason I'm using glue here versus tape is I need time. I need time to be able to move my insert so that, again, I don't have to do it again. I don't have to tear it up. So you want to use glue when you need that wiggle space. You need a wiggle room to get something on there and not ruin it. So I look at it and I think, oh, it's a beautiful card, but it's missing something. And I like interactive. So it's not enough for me. So I decide, hey, that pot that already came out, might as well put it to use. And that flower that came out, might as well give it some partners. So I got some more flowers, and I'm not going to tape those in. I'm just going to tape the flower pot down with the dimensional foam tape. That way she can take the flowers in and out. She can choose to keep them in there. And I'm also going to put my sentiment, a little note, inside the pot for her. You know, I'll do that later before I mail it. But it's her birthday, and I thought, oh, this will be cute. Just something that she can pull the flowers out and go, oh, look, which she will. Knowing her, she will. But anyway, that's just to end the card, and I think it came out pretty good. It could be better, trust me. I'm not that good at card making, but I thought I'd show you how I could use mostly Dollar Tree items. This is the envelope, ready to go. It fits. And that's it for me now. So don't forget to bring that color into your life, and we'll see you next time, okay? Bye for now.